in there.
Well, his son was going out and vocally saying that he don't get paid enough from his dad.
Oh shit.
And he was going out and making videos about it, talking about how he don't give me enough.
Wow,
And he's like, fuck this motherfucker. I ain't giving you nothing anymore.
Damn.
You know, put me out on blast. I already pay you like what? Let's just say around number 8,000 a fucking month, and you want more? He goes, get a fucking job. He's like, I got 15 of them. I'm leaving this job and going to another job.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
When we started first getting together, she found the need. First week of our dating, she was like, I don't think I could ever date somebody on steroids, and I'm full blown roided out. And I'm like, I guess I'm not telling you. So like, it's like we start fucking, and she grabs my ass, and it's like a big ball, and she's like, "What the fuck is that?" I was like, "I got bit by a spider."
Oh my god, the old spider bite.
Spider bite.
Yeah, that's young, man. You don't know what you're doing, and dude, I don't know. Sometimes, like I said, have you done it in your leg?
No. So the leg is the safest one because it's the biggest muscle,
bro. But the leg has arteries and shit in it, dude. Listen, the leg. I've done it in the leg where, yeah, it's like hard to walk around if you hit it in the wrong spot. Same with the ass, where it's like if you hit it in a spot, it's not just sore. It's like it's dude. It's hard to explain. I
banged this against the wall walking down the steps, and the whole arm went But I mean.
But the shoulder was better.
I'm the shoulder guy for the rest of my life. The past 3 people I talked to are all shoulder guys.
Really?
Like, wow.
I guess when I started it, I was so tiny that I probably couldn't have gotten my shoulder without scraping bone.
Yeah, dude, it's all right. Make your bones bigger.
Yeah, but it's a crazy difference.
I mean, it's all the difference in the world. It's like, fuck yeah. I look forward to my next. Can't wait for 3. I just did one before I came here.
Dude, I hate it. It's crazy, too, because I was an IV heroin user, but obviously the intravenous versus intramuscular, right?
Yeah.
They're two very different things. And obviously...
That rushing, that burning there, that fucking... It's just like...
Taste in your back.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never shot anything with it.
Me neither, if anyone's listening. If anyone's out there listening.
I know what it does, because I remember Tren cough. And if you missed a muscle in Tren, if you caught any... Have you done Tren?
Yes, once.
Did you ever miss a muscle?
No, I don't think so.
So if you hit a vein, you ever get that spearman cough?
Nah.
Oh, yeah. So Tren is the big thing they say. Pull the plunger back. If you pull blood back, you got to fucking redo it. Because if you pull blood back, you shoot the blood lane.
The thing is about the veins, okay, obviously on paper and in my mind, like, logically, IV is grosser and weirder. And ickier.
Going through your body.
And ickier, putting it into your vein.
On an Elon tunnel.
Yeah, right.
Straight through your body.
Right to your heart, right? So that's creepier. However, you can see exactly where you're going. With the intramuscular, it's a lot of guessing.
I'm all guessing.
You know what I'm saying? You can't see through
the guessing test had me sitting like this for many times, bro.
Yeah, I know. Because that's what I'm saying. Because it's like even if you put it in the quadrant you're supposed to, or that same
it still
spot,
hurts, bro.
Yeah.
Because your ass cheek is on an angle, so your ass, you got to do your top right quadrant. And it's on an angle, so you have somebody
shoot. Upper outside.
So you got to turn around, so it's an optical illusion already. So you almost never you're going straight in like you're supposed to.
That's
it's going
the
on
thing
an angle.
too, because you have to like your ass ain't in front of you.
Right here, bro, I can go like this, straight in, no fucking problem.
I just hate how long and big they are.
Feel it. You don't even feel it, especially because your muscles, your deltoids are fucking like so thick and strong.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, bro. So you've been rocking out to Kanye's new shit, huh?
Yeah.
Mike, did you hear his new song, Hail Hitler?
No.
Look.
So Kanye released a song called Heil Hitler.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Instead of, in case anyone was curious, the chorus is Heil Hitler. It's
banger chorus.
He's got a whole music video, all kind of shit.
Dude, so the video is pretty deep.
It's pretty tough.
Did you look into it? Like, did you?
I didn't look at it. I just saw that it was heavy.
So look,
I could tell it was heavy.
What was all those people? All those people wearing war cry outfits, about to go to war, all them lion heads and everything.
It was dope looking.
Said something about somebody saying like, all he's doing is Heil Hitler shit is like a war cry for people. He's like, it's a metaphor. You know, everybody's got to look at Kanye deeper.
Yeah, well, listen, some people are saying that this is him doing his art, right? This is him pushing the boundaries of what can be said in an open society and a free society.
I'm one of them people.
Dude, listen, I get it. I understand the argument. I think it's a little more unhinged than
for sure. You got to be totally unhinged.
But art is that, you know? It's like, even if he's not intending for it to, but that's my question, is the intention there of the art? Or is it just the psychosis?
I think that
and
he's
so
far gone that not gone, but like so far out there that he's doing both. Like I was texting you about the other day, he's doing both. Like I agree with that. Like he he's tapped into something, but he's also getting his kicks off.
That's the thing, because Najee's like, me and him are talking about it. He's like, I don't even know if he ever sucked his cousin's dick. Like, he's the type of dude who would just who wants attention. I'm like, bro, if he's lying about that,
he ain't lying about that.
Well, what I said is, it would be more disgusting if he was lying about that. It'd be somehow grosser if he made that entire thing up, dude. It's somehow more disgusting.
The next day when he said, "So I can say faggot now," that was. I think he solidified as one of my favorite people in Spotlight ever. Yeah, like, way to run with it. Way to run with it. That is so fun.
Did you see him walk off Piers Morgan?
Gangster.
Did you see this?
Get my followers right.
No, he didn't even say. You know how he said it? Look. So look, he goes on to Piers Morgan, right? It's like legit channel news or whatever. You know, like
fucking Piers Morgan.
I know. And you know how he's got like this British
with Sneeko. With Sneeko next to him. Skinhead Sneeko.
With Sneeko, a streamer. So they go on there and they're obviously in different locations, but right when it starts, Piers Morgan's like, so Ye, doesn't call him Kanye, because Ye's very strict about, you respecting him, and so he's like, Ye, so you have a very big voice, you're very yada yada yada. He's like, you have 32 million followers on X, and Ye goes, the guy goes, you have 32 million followers on X, and then Ye goes, hold on, you just gonna take inches off my dick? Yeah, that's literally what he said, bro. He literally said, "You're just gonna take inches off my dick." And Piers Morgan's like, "I'm sorry." What? Yeah, what have I done? What have I done? It's like, and then ends up walking off. It's just so funny, bro.
And it sounds so stupid. That's what 1 million people on the followers on that kind of.
It's pretty stupid.
It's pretty stupid, but it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people if you have 0 to 1 million. But from 32 to 33, it's like, but either way, the
get
point.
Your facts right.
I know.
He said to get your people to look do some research.
Oh, well, because Sneeko goes 33, and then he's like, "Don't help them. He's got a whole staff over there. Don't make him look bad. Don't bail him out. He's got a whole staff over there that can't get my numbers right."
That's great.
So, yeah, it was like interesting. It was a very.
It's all got me fucked up because like, I was saying to you, I don't. Was everybody right? Are all straight white men deep down secret Nazis? Because when I hear Hitler, I'm like, dude, I can fucking. It's got like a good beat. Like it's a tight ending to a movie song. Like the musical production value in this song.
The end of what? American History X? I mean, what the fuck,
dude? He's just like it's just. If you take the meaning away from it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's why it's not, is everyone an actual Nazi? Because there's no anti-Semitism.
Because, like, I have no hate towards anybody or whatever. But I'm like, how funny is it, like, that he's getting people with no hate at all, no derogatory feelings, like, he's winning this war right now. He took a good step.
He was like, I'll make a song. Like, that's what I'm saying, though. That is some badass shit to go, like, I'm going to make a song saying stuff that you guys won't even say to each other.
He's like, y'all white people say the N-word in your cars when you rap my songs. Let's see if you say Hitler's name.
And you know what?
And he puts Hitler's speech at the end.
And is that what that is?
It's Hitler, bro.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because it's like auto-tuned or something, ain't it?
Yeah, dude, it's Hitler. He's giving a speech.
What in the fuck, bro? So here's the thing. If he didn't speak out publicly against the Jews, like, that's the thing. If he was just going like, I'm doing this, maybe if he didn't even say it, but if he was just putting out the songs, right, and saying certain things, it's like, but he also, there's some vitriol there against Jewish people because there's some personal issues there that he has with managers and whatever in the industry, and there's lots of, which is Jewish heavy. So that's where it gets a little icky to me. It's like,
that's the real N-word.
Right.
Jew.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is already demonetized.
They're the ones that run everything.
Yeah.
Yo, my man put the ball on the tee, served it up, and smacked it.
I'm telling you.
He loaded his own joke up.
I'm telling you.
He fucking hit the head on it. Cheers to Kanye. I mean, but I will not be blaming the I gave my cousin head song. That probably won't be on my playlist.
And also, it's not as good.
It's not as good.
It
sounds horrible.
Yes.
Me and my cousins.
That was not a good song. That was just him doing
How
therapy.
Hitler's pretty goddamn good, dude.
Yeah, that one has
the first verse. You're like, okay, he's just talking, and it starts like mending in. But then when that beat hits, and it's got all these black people in the back, and they're like,
you see the videos?
Yeah, watch the
videos. Yeah, sold it for me. But yeah, I don't know. It's like
he's got it in him at least. Still, he's got it in him still.
I mean, he's not the. I mean, yeah,
he's not graduate.
It's not college dropout, graduate shit. But It's interesting that he's even still wanting to do music.
I don't know if I think he's just having fun now.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point? So the other day, someone tweeted, "Let's not let all this cousin dick sucking distract from the fact that Kanye found someone that looked just like his ex-wife and made her just be naked with him. Like he just was like found someone who looked smack like Kim K and
walked
was
around
like,
paraded naked.
Be around me, just naked. It's your job,
dude. Let's just take a shot at Kim.
Gangster.
That's all shit. I shot at Kim.
That is so
that
gangster.
Man has enough money to take a shot. He had somebody pretty much cloned.
Probably not pretty much.
Yeah, to
probably
look exactly like
that
her
shit cloned.
and just parade her on naked. Oh my god, that's cool. Hey, by the way, look, I brought a prop for you.
What you got?
So I broke down, seen all these ads on Facebook, seen on Shark Tank.
Okay, we're starting off good.
Saw it on Shark Tank.
All right.
The boom boom stick.
Oh, bro, I got 10 of them.
Hey, you know it? Yo, I pulled the trigger. I got them. These are the shit.
They're not bad.
Bro, through allergy season, bro, look, take this thing out. Have you seen these, Mike?
Boom
boom stick.
Go and do it.
It's just a little menthol flavored steak.
They got all these different little flavors.
Give it a little
right?
shake it, right? Give it a little shake.
It's $22 on fucking Amazon for a 4-pack, and you go. I'd imagine these are like this couple steps down from smelling salts.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I gotta say, your left nostril sounds better than your right.
It's pollen season, dog.
Pollen season.
Let me say this: have you ever done rotos?
No.
Okay, rotos are eye drops.
Contacts.
Huh?
I got contacts.
That's all right.
They work with contacts?
I don't see why they wouldn't, but they burn a little. But then you feel super.
You gotta
clear.
take a certain amount, or
Nah,
just like a little.
Take a big one.
Take a big
You
one.
can smell them next door neighbor's house.
You can smell the next door neighbor's house. It's crazy. Let me
funny.
see it. Let me see it.
That's funny.
It's the shit, dude.
Did you see my story with the neighbors in the recycling bin?
Yeah, you know the letter out there.
Yeah. They ain't said a word.
Probably not.
Dude, every day I would come in here and it would just be like, it was filled. Did you end up getting it like
yeah, I took it to
empty?
the dump and emptied
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Before I returned it.
What was it filled with? Just regular trash? Or did we put like stuff when we were working in here? I don't know.
It was just whatever.
I just remembered it was heavy and it was just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but every day I would see that thing and just be like.
These are great for me, dude, because these saline nose spray and shit. I hate doing nose flushes, dude.
Yeah.
And I wake up and I'll be all congested.
Dude, my
And this
congestion is terrible.
This
all year
one's like,
round.
and it was cool because the first time I got it, I was skeptical. Like, of course, the flavor's gonna you're like, oh, this is so cool. But I kept that critical aspect of the thinking. And you saw my right nose is like always fucking right here is always. I had to get it cauterized when I was a kid. I got punched in the nose by a girl.
You probably deserved it.
It was a girl. She smacked me hard, bust my shit open, and had to get it cauterized. So I around like the 4th or 5th one of these other day, my right nose was open and I could smell everything, and I didn't have to hold it or nothing.
Wow.
And I was like, now that's tight. Because flushes, dude, I hate flushes.
Dude, I noticed that have you've seen the strips, right?
Yeah, those fucking
open,
the
the
nostril
breathe right
tapes.
strips and shit. Yeah,
I kind of want to try one.
They work decently. It's just it sucks to have to put that bitch on, but I've noticed that if I do this, I can breathe way better. Just even squeezing my nose like that. I thought about having surgery, but it would be like a full rhinoplasty.
And it's fucked up.
Oh, dude, that's yes. It's way the recovery.
I've never heard anything good about
the
that.
recovery is brutal.
Dude, just fucking no, just fucking.
But it's like every time I fucking lay down, dude, it's miserable. Every time I'm like,
it affects weight too. Like if you gain a bunch of weight, not being able to breathe out your nose, that affects a lot of sleep. Like sleep apnea people.
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
it just piles on and piles on and piles on.
yeah, wake up with a dry mouth, dude, hating life. It sucks.
What you been up to? You been up to anything cool?
What have I been up to, dude? Let's think about it.
I got a new fun thing I like to do.
What?
So like doing these little exposure. I've never been one to comment on pages that aren't people I know on Facebook, but I have a newfound love for it. I comment on everything.
Oh, that's the Rich Wilson shit.
Social
right there.
experiments, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Social experiments. And you know what's funny? Rich has caught me a couple times laying traps, and he'll message me. And of all people,
Laying traps.
oh, bro, all day long. And he'll message me, and I'm just like, come on, bro. Just keep watching.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the other day, they posted this Elmo thing about Elmo losing his job, whatever. Did you see that? Elmo wrote a note saying how he got laid off because of federal cutbacks and everything, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And I put, typical emotional mongering, right? And somebody hopped on there and I got bombarded, right? Because it was on like World Star Hip Hop or something. So I knew it was nobody from the right over there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Just drop some little piece, right? And they're like, oh, you mean the same thing the right does with abortions? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I just throw people through a loop, and they don't know how to answer. It's like people have lost the ability to have a conversation. It's like one side or the other.
Yeah.
So like, nothing in my comment said anything about like Donald Trump, right side.
Yeah.
I just said something particular.
Yeah.
Assume that I'm on.
Yeah. You got to paint somebody on one side or the other.
It's like a good way to tap in and see how we are as a people, and we're not doing well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
There's something in us too that we do that with groups. You know, that there's like this thing where there's like an experiment they did where they were showing people pictures of like a pinprick. And there was like measuring the brain, and then they would like show the picture of a pinprick, but then it would be like, fucking straight white male who makes 80,000 to 180,000 a year or whatever. Like whatever your category is, if you fit in the category and it showed it to you, your shit would spike more. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's in us for some reason. Whatever we identify with, like we
think
want to
about
cling
how cool.
on to it.
All cool shit aside and bullshit aside, think about how cool it is to fit in somewhere. Like when you finally find a group of people you fit in.
I've ever really done it.
But when you find a group of people that you like being around, you're like, these are my people.
Right.
That's a chemical thing in your brain.
Yeah, for sure.
Same thing with a group of people that say the same thoughts as you.
Yeah.
Before the internet, and nobody thought like you were like, shut up, you know what I mean? Now it's an outlet source to millions of people. You're gonna hit some people that think the way you do. That's why we got flat earthers. That's why we got fucking all these people.
Yeah, we were doing some shorts about one of our clips. One of our clips was this Titanic thing, right? And this guy commented on it because I was like, it's not that good of a movie, basically. And this guy wrote, some stranger on the internet was like, dude, this is a terrible take. Blah blah blah. He's like asking me all these questions. So I go and I say back to him, I'm like, look. It was impressive that they got it all together and shot it. I said, but the movie wasn't great. He's like, how can you do? And then he does like this multiple paragraph. He does He does this multiple paragraph response. He's like, how can you differentiate them? Shooting it and the set production and all that stuff, and the differentiation between that and the writing of the movie. And then I just wrote, dude, great clarifying question. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if I've seen it. He didn't know what to do with it, bro. He just wrote back like, hey man, I really appreciate you like listening to me, like having this back and forth. I'm just like, dude, I've seen Titanic maybe once when I was like 15. I don't even remember if it's good. I just remember not liking it.
On the one I just did, somebody commented on me, so he had to take the time to look at my profile and look at like my other links. He was like, fuck you, fuck your photography, and I hope your music sucks, you hack. I was like, God damn!
That's what's fun about the internet. Yeah, do you know
like,
that
God damn!
You know that Reddit page, Roast Me?
Yo,
dude, they'll post a picture of themselves and be like, roast me, and it's just the internet ripping you to shreds. We should all do one.
No.
We really should. I don't understand why
they had one.
It's a thing.
We should definitely do that. I'll do that for sure.
They had one for hookups back in the day. Do you remember that around Pasadena?
Hot or Not?
It wasn't Hot or Not. It was. I got to save it on my phone because Chelsea always brings it up. There's a fucking thing for like hookups back in the day, and the girls would rate you, and you have a rating system, and we were all on it. All of us. All the boys.
Really?
Every one of us.
I'd love to know what my rating was. If I was a holographic or whatever.
They give you a rating and pros and cons. Can we pull it up on there?
Yeah, what is it? What's it called?
I don't even think the site's alive, bro. I'd have to send it to you, but either way, it was.
You can figure it out. There's still the Wayback Machine. I might be able to like still look it up.
If we ever take a break, I'll pull it up on my phone.
Okay.
And I'll send it to you. My daughter got me these songs.
Is that Bob Ross?
Bob Ross.
Love that.
She said, Dad, I got these for you. I said, I had no idea why you got these for me, but I love them. She goes, because you're an artist. I was like, oh, clearly. Thank you, dude.
You ever been to Pick and Paint?
No, Chelsea has been.
It's
like
actually
Chelsea goes to
fun.
like these dinners and
I went
do
for
the
the
painting.
first time a couple weeks ago.
They're cool, bro.
I mean, I just thought, so in my head, Pick and Paint, I was conflating with Sip and Paint or whatever, where you go to the bar and then they like tell you what to draw.
Yeah.
The Pick and Paint, you get to pick the piece and do
paint it
whatever.
whatever.
Yeah, and there's not like time limit. They're like, there's the paint, there's your
Well,
piece.
they do that. They do like the topics like to make people who can't think of stuff feel better and to keep everybody on the same like,
I understand that vibe too, but I did like the freedom and autonomy in this one.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I think all that shit, you know me, all that kind of shit intrigues me. It's just a matter of finding. You're usually my guy to do that kind of off the track stuff with.
Yeah.
I mean,
things that people would be like, y'all are gay.
I mean, yeah. I am gay.
Yeah.
Gay for this fucking paint. Gay for this paint, dog.
Gay.
Not gay for my cousin, like Kanye, but definitely gay for this paint.
Bro, have you seen 50 Cent's tweets about it?
50 Cent is the man.
Yeah.
When he tweeted, yo, Knicks lost, something else, and Kanye been sucking his cousin's dick since he was 8 years old. I'm going to sleep, waking up tomorrow, it'll be better.
Oh, yeah, Pope's dead.
Yeah, Pope's dead, Knicks lost, and Kanye sucking his cousin's dick. And he's loving it because you remember when they fucking had their big albums come out on the same day, and Kanye was like, I'm putting it out on 50's Day, and they had a little rivalry.
That was honestly so good for both of them.
It's
that
fire.
Promotion.
It's fire.
Yeah, that was
You got two people who, like nowadays you see people that have these feuds, and it's kind of hard to see like if there's any real fire, and they're like, are they just doing this for money? They both work for the same studio. That feud I distinctly remember, and I remember even better because I watched the videos that just popped up. Like, they were doing it for money, but they also had distinct distaste for each other.
Right.
Every time they were on shows together, you could see it wasn't no,
shit
like...
you couldn't fake.
Yeah, you could see all this shit. Like, if you don't even see these motherfuckers in rooms together anymore and they're all beefing and everything.
Dude,
right?
50 Cent has carried himself so well through his entire career.
Yo, 50 Cent.
As a businessman, dude, as someone who don't take no shit.
I love when they were all saying he was broke, right? Remember when he was saying he was broke when he just sold vitamin water? Like, yeah, look, y'all looking at these listed assets, dog. You don't know what's up with this.
What's the deal with his son, though? Like, has he got like a falling out with his son?
What he did with his son is fire.
Is his son a piece of shit?
All that money did not work, and he was like, I
don't know anything about it. I just know that
I
he
do remember there was some
Yeah.
friction there.
Well, his son was going out and vocally saying that he don't get paid enough from his dad.
Oh, shit.
And he was going out and making videos about it, talking about how he don't give me enough.
Wow.
He's like, fuck this motherfucker. I ain't giving you nothing anymore.
Damn.
You know, put me out on blast. I already pay you like what? Let's just say a random number, $8,000 a fucking month, and you want more? He goes, get a fucking job. He's like, I got 15 of them. I'm leaving this job and going to another job. So I get that. Just because I'm rich.
That's fair.
Now, if I'm rich and I want to take care of my kids, and they appreciate and they're working hard, cool. But when I'm rich and I'm taking care of my kids and they ain't got a job and you're going online saying I don't give them nothing.
Yeah.
What? What would I do to an employee if they did this?
Yeah, and that's a good question. When I said that he carried himself well throughout his entire career, and you said, well, what was up with his son? I'm curious if was that because like then that wouldn't be carrying himself right if that falling out.
Well,
was,
if you
something.
Look, it depends how you look at it.
But the point I'm making there is that I see people sometimes who like will be trying to fix the world, right? But they haven't seen their kid in 5 years.
That's hand in hand.
And so it's just interesting, like, make sure your immediate people are okay before you're out there trying to take on this.
Very rarely do you see people do that much fucking success. I mean, honestly, I can't say because I don't know, like, numbers or I can't speak for everybody, but how rare is it to see somebody that successful have a super successful or prominent kid? It's usually how it goes. I mean, he's got fucking, 15 TV shows, all this music. He's very well doing. You're talking
about him, not the kid.
Yeah, he's present with everything. He's always there. So how do you have the time for the family?
Yeah.
It's just hand in hand. Like, okay, like, growing up watching how many movies, every detective movie, a dude's working constant overtime, but he's got a wife that's mad that he's never home.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. You know what I mean? Usually.
Yeah.
There's not enough time in the day.
Yeah.
And his son acting like that is a pretty much great example of he feels like he's owed more because he feels like an employee. Like I said, how would I treat an employee? Well, that kid probably feels like an employee at the same time.
Yeah, but is he doing any work?
That's
for 50 Cent?
I know, but
or is he just saying because you're my dad?
Probably.
He's not doing the work for his dad, but
Right.
that's because he don't feel
like he has to.
Because he's not. He's just he's got a dad who's 50 Cent. He's not my dad. I mean, I'm speaking on a lot of things that I don't know about.
Yeah.
But I mean, generally speaking,
do you watch Trap Lord Ross?
Who?
Trap Lord Ross?
No.
Damn it.
Before we get off 50, did you guys ever see the movie Things Fall Apart?
No.
Is that where he got real super skinny and lost all that weight for nothing?
Yeah, dude.
Got
Well,
thrown out the window, shot.
Not for nothing. Like, it was for the movie. Like, the movie didn't do well.
But they didn't do marketing for the movie.
I never saw it, but like, I don't know if you could see this or not, Justin. Let me try to.
Yeah, he did all that.
You know how he's like a fucking buff motherfucker. Like,
this was right after Fighter with Christian Bale, I believe.
Christian Bale had the Machinist movie.
That's him?
But he did a fight. Yeah,
dude, he slims
That's him
down,
right?
Because I think he's like an AIDS patient.
They did no marketing or nothing.
It ain't even the thin is one thing, but yeah, they got him looking different.
I mean, I'm sure some of that's makeup.
No,
but
for
like,
sure,
at the end
for
of the
sure.
day,
But
he's
yeah.
skinny
Oh, yeah.
down like
I mean,
a lot, like Christian Bale level, like real actor level, like. The dude's done a lot of shit that like is very highly respectable.
I really think that this movie
not respect him.
Came out right after The Fighter, and when Christian Bale lost all that weight for The Fighter, like that was like the big thing. He won that award for it and everything, and 50 took it upon himself. They didn't make him lose all his weight.
It was the year after The Fighter.
Damn, I'm on that shit.
The Fighter.
Yeah, Christian Bale lost his weight for The Mechanic.
The Machinist.
He did The Machinist way back in the day.
That's
but
what
The Fighter, it was right after Batman. The first Batman, he got all jacked up, and he had to do The Fighter. He was a heroin addict, and he lost all that weight. Won all his awards and blew everybody away because of how much he body transformation. Because The Mechanic or whatever, The Machinist, whatever, came out a little bit before the internet's super hype. Right. So everybody really paid attention to The Fighter. He took it upon himself, from what I read, to lose all his weight to try to be taken seriously as an actor, because this was when he was transitioning into acting. He's got tons of fucking movies. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, all these people doing all these like straight to DVD movies. But this was his like first step of like really going hard in acting, and they didn't market nothing. Nobody even knew the movie came out.
And now he's past acting. He's just like producing and directing and shit, and it's like he has high agency. You know, like if you were locked, here's a deal hypothetical. If you woke up and found yourself in a foreign prison, okay, and you had one phone call to make, and you had everyone's number, right, that you knew, and you could make one phone call, and you had to get a hold of somebody that you believed could get you out, who would you call?
People that I know?
Yeah. Because the answer to that is usually who is like the most competent person in your life, or who you view as the most person with like the highest agency.
Well, if I knew 50 Cent, he got so many.
Of course.
He got so many hookups he could pull a train. You know what I mean? I'm sure he'd be all right. With me, a normal person, I'm probably calling the person with the most money, or the most people who knows anybody with government jobs or political stuff.
Who would you call?
Dude, no one. I have a lawyer. I had a lawyer like when I was young and had a case, dude. It's like I gotta pay that guy. Like,
I'm not calling nobody. I'm going to jail and I'm running it. Just accepting my fate.
I don't know. But no one's gonna help me.
Hey, speaking of another thing on 50 Cent, you see that thing the other day about the fan ran up on him and was like trying to get on his Instagram. I don't know how recent it was.
Oh, that's old. Yes, I have seen it.
We squared up. It was a year or two old. 2 years, maybe. Yeah, he's still probably. He's still older.
Yeah.
He squared up with a dude, and he was like, the guy's like, you want to fight me? Hit me then. I'm just trying to show you I'm an artist. He's doing it the wrong fucking way.
You ain't gonna never make it like it.
But the thing was like, you could see both sides of the argument. Like, yeah, all right, 50, you want somebody to be crazy. You want him to go out there and show you, but you don't want him to show you. But the constant variable of it was 50 Cent is just real as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Do it all.
Yeah.
He's like, you ain't gonna make it. He goes, you ain't gonna make it. You were doing it the wrong way, blah, blah, blah. If that kid takes it on the surface and quits, yeah, sure. But that's kind of what I feel like at the same time 50 was giving him a lesson.
I do, yes. But I respect that, because that to me, dude, I'm so anti-confrontation. Like, I really am.
I don't want to fight nobody.
Not even fight. Not even fight, bro.
Arguing?
Yeah. Well,
I don't like arguing with
listen,
people.
Even the idea of confrontation. So, like, I order a coffee. I get it. It's wrong. I'm usually just taking the wrong coffee.
Well, yeah.
There's a combination of I don't give a fuck enough, and B, I don't feel like having this
There's a lot of gray
awkward conversation, because, like,
over a fucking $3 coffee, $4 coffee,
well, that's what I'm saying.
And ruin this kid's day.
And I'm neurotic, right? So any level of confrontation leads the open door to the possibility of violence.
Yeah, for sure.
And genuinely, right? No matter what the friction is, there's a possibility
Are you ready to cross that line before I say any word?
If I'm not ready to kidnap your mom, we don't have beef.
Hey, you know what's funny? I got a good story for that.
I'm not ready.
So
I don't care.
I'm at 7-Eleven with somebody the other day, right? And I'm not going to name their names because it's kind of...
Name them.
Okay.
Get
their full name and address.
It's probably going to make me look like look shitty, right? But look, so we're at 7-Eleven. It's late. We're going up to 7-Eleven, get like a pack of Zins or something, whatever. Or Rogue. So we go up to 7-Eleven, and there's like 4 super drunk teenagers. Like, they're definitely young. Like, they got to be 17, 18, maybe 19, right?
But that's not old enough to drink. How?
So we walk in, right? And the boy that I'm with isn't a shit talker. He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet. But he's, like, been trying to get better at shit talking, right? So we walk in, and he's drinking, too. I'm the only one sober, right? And he walks in, and we're standing behind these kids. I walk into a 7-Eleven, I see a bunch of drunk teenagers. I know how we were, and I know that I'm not even going to pay them no mind, and I'm definitely not going to say anything derogatory or mean to them unless I'm ready to fight these boys.
You don't want to open that door.
Because out of 4, there's 25% chance of one of them just hitting you, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we're sitting there and we're behind them in line and they're just being like a belligerent to the 7-Eleven guy. And my boy looks at me, goes real loud, tries to be sneaky, but real loud, looks, guess all the drunk teenagers, Chesapeake boys are out tonight. I remember them days, them young bucks. And I just walk away. I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up. I come back over. I go to like to get a drink. I walk away. I'm like, oh, here we go, right? Here we go. Because that's all I would have needed to hear to say, like, what? So I walk back in and he said something else. He said something real slick about these boys. Like, Jesus Christ, these fucking kids. I was like, of course, this new generation, they don't say nothing. They just look at us, start talking to us and blah, 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 laughing, right? So we get in the car. And I'm like, listen, I know nothing happened. Everything's cool and kosher. But I said, there's something that you need to understand before you ever say some shit like that again. If you're going to open your mouth around these drunk teenagers, you better be prepared to fight them. I said, because the last thing in the world that's ever going to happen to me is a fucking high school kid sneaking me and dropping me and having to go around high school when my son gets there, that they dropped his stepdad. He's a bitch. I said, he goes, I wasn't going to try. I said, I don't care if you're trying to do nothing. Just be prepared. If you say some shit, say whatever you want. But also be prepared that as soon as one of them kids say something, I'm punching one of them. I said, I'm not getting snuck by a kid. I said, I don't care who, I don't give a fuck. I'll go to jail and I'll do time before I have my kid go to high school. Because he's going to high school next year. And he's not going to hear about his stepdad getting snuck at 7-Eleven
to
the side of the face.
No.
Because that would ruin his fucking life.
Yeah, you got to live.
Ruin my home life.
You got to live in this town.
Exactly. So I'm like, why are you even fucking with these kids?
Yeah.
But if you do, just prepare. You're with somebody who's going to punch one of these fucking kids as soon as he says anything out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I knew how the kids were.
Well, that's this interesting thing about like, so...
I mean, these kids are, for one, these kids are old enough. I'm saying 17 at a young age. These kids are tall enough and big enough to where it's not like I'm beating a little kid up.
Yeah, right.
And they're drunk. And I know the kids we hung out with, sure, they were a little crazier than this generation. And so forth goes back in the day, crazier and crazier and crazier. But I'm like, yo, why the fuck are you even saying anything to these boys?
Yeah.
I know you're not doing this. You trying to be funny for me? We can laugh when we get back to the house.
Yeah. When someone says something in public about someone else to me, it makes me feel awkward. Like loud enough for them to hear or someone else to hear.
Because
it's like,
I'm not saying,
why are we opening this door?
I'm not saying that out loud unless I'm ready to fight. And if I am saying it out loud, ready to fight, I'm saying it to them.
Oh, right. You're already, if you're that's the thing. I'm like nice as could possibly be. And then if I am upset enough to do the confrontation, that's why I like fucking
skip to the hanging out with you, and me and you mesh so well because that's why I'm building off of the same thing. Like I don't have to worry about you saying nothing unless you're right. And if you do say something, the past the word and it's done, because if you say something, it's on. But I'm gonna try to do whatever I can to not because like I'm not scared. I'm not afraid of getting punched in the face. But why deal with it? And if I do say something, just know I'm ready to deal with it.
Right. Right. And that's the thing, because a lot of people look at that as like scared, right, or timid, and it's like it's not that. It's just like I don't feel like opening the door to the possibility of that. I never want to be in a
because I know where I'm going when that door opens up.
That's what I'm saying. I never want to be in a physical.
I'm not worried about where you're going when the door opens up. I know where I'm going. I know what happens with me.
Yeah.
And I don't need to afford all that right now.
Yeah. It's crazy to me that we're still going to war. I was gonna say it's crazy to me people still fight because it's like caveman shit, but it does make sense sometimes. But the war thing, just like lining up and shooting people, is insane.
I mean, hardly ever that happens anymore. I mean, they have firefights,
bro.
For sure.
Yes. Well, I watched videos.
Oh no, the firefights happen.
The trench warfare
for
too.
Sure.
Dude, they're hopping into trenches. It's insane. They all have GoPros on. Dude, I seen this one real quick. So it's a lot of drone shit. That's why they always end. Well, Elon
trench fight until they call it drone strike.
Yep. Elon even said he's like the F-35. Like there's all these fighter jets that we're making. He's like unarmed, cheap swarms of drones are the future.
The people,
simple as that. Like
the cartels using
all
drones.
This money. Yeah, well, yeah.
With C4s on them.
Everybody, yeah.
They're all using it.
Yes, and all the arms people that build weapons are having to switch to drone shit, basically. But
bro,
it's terrifying. You can't get away from them, right? They were talking about it, how it's like their biggest fear. These soldiers, they do like these interviews after. It's crazy. I'll send you guys the link. It's
your life gets taken within a second.
It shows you them going into the trench warfare and shit, and then afterwards, whoever lives, they like, which is most of them, but they'll do like an interview and talk about what was going on and what happened.
Because if somebody dies in the trench war, it's all of them usually.
Yeah, well, no. Somebody got hit with a mortar close enough to where they ended up dying on the field, dying on the battlefield. And they went up and dragged his body back. He was already dead. And it's just like, Dude, it's absolutely
that's what I'm saying.
bonkers.
If they learn, if usually a person dies or people dying, it's usually a group of them,
right?
Because if they're zoning in on that location, or with them drones, whatever,
it's just it's crazy.
It's disgusting.
And here's the thing too, like they'll get dropped off and have to run right to the trench or whatever. They're sprinting in full combat gear, right? Mm-hmm. They hop down into the trench, mud to their knees.
They can't drop in a hot
So then
mud.
all the mud is stuck on them, and they have to walk. You know what I mean? They're just running to the trench with the stuff. You'd be like, I need a break, and you're just getting to the shooting, you know? And it's like, I seen this one video. There was a guy in the woods by himself hiding from a drone, and you can hear the buzz of it.
That's horrifying,
dude. You can't get away from it.
Because it's got a blast radius too.
Well, look, he ends up he kills himself. Killed himself because he's like, I'm not letting this drone get me. He's by himself. All his comrades are gone. Killed himself. And you can hear the different ones. There's like suicide drones. There's surveillance drones. There's ones that drop frags.
You ever seen that White House Down movies with it was Gerard Butler? So there was two president movies. Yeah. It was two president movies where it was a guy protecting the president. It was like White House Down, like Jamie Foxx and Channing Tatum, and there was Gerard Butler in one. The Gerard Butler one had like 3 of them, and the third one. It was Morgan Freeman, I think, the president, or one of them, whatever. He's out on the lake, and then all these drones from a terrorist attack, it's like thousands of them, and they're all like the size of birds, and they all explode on instinct. And this was like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a normal thing these days.
Yeah.
I mean, so I used to always, because I had thoughts of joining up, and I went to go talk to like National Guard people, like just to do like domestic stuff, because I didn't want to go. I got my things with the government. Like, what am I going to fight an old man's war and lose my life, blah, blah. So many people, you could be the best soldier in the world, highest ranking, trained, everything, and you riding down the road and all of a sudden hit an ID and you lose your life like that.
Yeah.
Now you got IEDs flying through the air. Now you got drones with bombs on them, dropping and killing people left and right. It's fucking horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. And it's just watching it all on HD is crazy. And then also it's like, let's just say that you kill the bad guys. Then what? You're just like waiting for another group of.
Yeah. And then when you kill those bad guys,
you're just throwing human bodies at the problem.
And you kill this whole generation of bad guys, and guess what happens? The next generation, you kill my father, we're bad guys too.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending war. It's a never-ending war on drugs, a never-ending war on terror.
Dude, I'll be getting sad when I really think about it.
It's very sad.
Well, it's weird that I think that baseline should be depressed in the way that like I sometimes will talk to a therapist because I'm depressed and it's like, well, what's going on with you? Everyone else seems to be doing just fine with everything.
Are they?
That you're. Well, here's the thing. I feel like that should be the like if you can just not be sad about the situation, that seems more mind-boggling to me.
Ignorance is
when
bliss.
I get down. I'm bipolar, they say. So when I'm at the South Pole, I'd be sad, and it'll be sad for the the world, you know, like the system we're born
Ignorance
into.
is bliss is the realest fucking shit.
And I'm just like, are these people happy spending 2 hours with their family a night?
It's
where
hard.
They're tired?
It's hard. Lucky being born into the situation you were born into, right?
Of course.
And then you are conscious of the fact that billions of other people are born into other situations that just are.
You're empathetic, and you're never gonna have peace being empathetic.
Well, yeah, and even my situation is like it could be way worse, but it also doesn't feel great because I'm spending so much time doing stuff.
Somehow you have to find the solace of knowing that you were born into some kind of privilege, no matter what you talk about here, right? Knowing that you still feel horrible and you have a bad shit going on. At the same time, knowing that you feel that bad when somebody else was born with way less privilege in your head, somewhere around the world, have a way worse thing, then you're going to start feeling like, oh, well, I should feel better. But at the same time, you shouldn't, because your worst time is the same as
all
mine.
relative.
It's your mind. It's like mine. It's going to run crazy. It's every time as soon as you start thinking, man, I'm having a real shitty day. Well, it could be worse. It could be like this. It could be like this. And you start feeling sad for them people. And it's just not, as long as you're empathetic, you will always have your brain running. It's hard. Ignorance is bliss.
Well, one of my big things is like feeling so unable to make change on a systematic level. And I do believe, I'm not going to go ahead and talk about shadow governments and shit, but I will say that I think that there's people who don't give a fuck about us, that there's this elite class, you know? And,
what? Look at your job.
And it gets dark. I'm just saying,
look at your job.
It gets dark. When I really start to think about it, I'm like, this shit is twisted and dark.
You think you got the same people that say, oh, my job cares about me. But, oh, thank you. You got the same people that not that they cares about you, that say, oh, my job hates me, don't care about me, we're just a tool. Think that the government takes care about you. You're a tool. That's all you are. You're a tool in this war. You're a tool, whatever. And that's how it goes. And that's the disgusting part. It's a necessary evil that you nose there and the train's crashing right next to you, but you gotta focus on in front of you. It's hard to not watch the train crashing and all the horrible things going around.
Yeah.
But that's like that's the fact of living in the day of technology and
capitalism. Yeah. And
I mean,
and yeah.
we're not supposed to see all this stuff. We're not supposed to see all the stuff you're just describing, all these people going through these horrible things. That was the whole ideal of it, necessary evil. You know what I mean? Even if whatever you think about 9/11, let's say people believe that 9/11 was...
What was 9/11 again?
Let's say you got your thoughts on it, right?
I'm hot, bro.
Let's say you truly believe that it was an inside job. What my standpoint is
cornbread and chicken.
I don't know why. Maybe
why, what?
I don't know. So if it was an inside job, right? Horrible thing, right? Horrible thing. A lot of Americans lost their lives. But what did it stop?
Who knows?
It didn't stop anything, but it started the Patriot Act.
But we don't know.
So the government would have more.
I get that
ease.
You got more ease to go in, but also
that kind of thing.
But we see that because of all the theories and everything and all the stuff we can assume, and we can put the pieces together. But that's the most smartest agency ran by the smartest people and everything in the world. Do you think they just let us run and with one opinion? Okay, they got this, but they don't got this. They don't know what's going on here.
Dude, that's what scares me. I don't trust anything.
Nothing.
Because here, even the stuff where I'm like, even the stuff that's like, you know, the whole vein, the whole lane on the internet that's like, you know, this is for the conspiracy theorists and wake up sheeple and all this. It's like they're pumping those out too.
They don't get away with nothing these days.
Yeah,
so imagine
they're
9/11.
It's just like I don't know. It's
so my favorite
teams of
my favorite thing is. Do you think you beat these? Do you guys think you beat these motherfuckers that have teams like you're saying teams? This is the best people in the world. Do you think that, or do you think they're rope doping us? You think they're giving us a little bit to make us go over here while they're over here?
Yeah.
So 9/11 is my favorite one to bring up because it was right before the big boom
bang
of fucking technology and all these information, social medias and everything, right? Everybody wants to talk about inside job, but nobody wants to talk about maybe we needed it to happen. Who knows what transpired? Who knows?
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying one way or the other,
right?
But you don't know,
right?
Look at the spy movies, all 007 movies, everything. All these people that are stopping all these crazy terrorist attacks before they happen. How many terrorist attacks happen? Get stopped before you even hear a word about them. That's the real scary part.
Well, what gets scary about that is if the people who are in charge of deciding what will be a terrorist attack,
and which ones they let happen.
That's what I'm saying, right? Or because then if it goes too far one way, right, and you're going against the regime, they might just go, "Oh, this guy's planning something," and then they don't have their due process because of certain laws.
And diagram that is intricated through everything,
and that's where it starts to get heavy and dark for me. And then I go, like, when did it start? Yeah, it's too much.
Like when you're tripping on mushrooms and a bad trip and everything starts vibrating. It's
just too much. It's just too much.
Look at the border. You're going to trip. You're going to if you don't think for a second that we make sure that these drugs get over in our country, one way or the other, then I don't know what to tell you. You think because we see a bust over here, right? You see us bust for $1 million worth of drugs. You don't think that there's 10 million fucking all the way over here? Like, look, bust these motherfuckers over here. I got an order coming in of a rival or anybody. This needs to get busted. This one's gonna get through. Really fine because they're making these busts. Everybody's still getting high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and what would you do though? You got cartel, show up at your house. You have this fucking money. I'm gonna kill your family. I'm gonna skin them alive.
They show up to my house with some Plata or Plumo shit, some silver or lead.
Folding.
What, dude?
Bring me $1,000.
Well, here's what they do. They go. Here are your two options. You and your family die, or you get handsomely paid. It's not like we're gonna. You know what I mean? It's either we're working together and you're gonna get paid.
That has been told.
What are you talking about?
Just like the people, the officials that are turning a blind eye.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Morals?
Are you gonna sit here and tell me? If you sit here and tell me in my face that you would stand your ground, you're a dickhead, you're a liar. It's not. It's my. I got your old shit planned out.
Well, people confuse what they want to be true with what is true. You know, and no one wants to say, "Yeah, I'd be a coward," you know, or "I'd be a tyrant if I had power." You know,
I'd be a coward. I'd be a snitch. Stay away from me. No, but it's fucking. A lot of this is.
Yeah.
You don't watch TV shows, right? Like that. So if you're interested in what we're talking about, one show you need to watch is Lioness.
Never even heard of it.
So you know Taylor
Josh
Sheridan.
Watches some wild shit.
Yellowstone.
I haven't seen it. Really.
You haven't seen it, but you've heard about Yellowstone.
Yellowstone for sure.
Mayor of Kingstown. Probably all these shows. The one dude Taylor Sheridan makes all of them, right? And Lioness was a female-centric special forces team.
Already out.
Me too. Trust Justin.
Like,
No, don't say psych, motherfucker, because I'm with you. This is, and I watch every one of his shows, and I just now watched it. This is like 4 years old because I was like, I'm not buying into this little fucking skinny color girl Zoe, beautiful girl.
Colors.
Yeah, I didn't want to say black. I must be
Black's better.
Black's fine.
I think black's better.
I don't know why color's not fine though.
It's stupid. It's not fine because white people say it's not fine. It's color, black, whatever. Who gives a fuck? She's beautiful. But I didn't want to get behind her little 110-pound ass, whooping ass in this shit, right? Found out what it was. So it's the CIA, and they mark terrorists, but they can't get to the terrorists, so they find females, daughters or friends or anybody, mothers, and they plant a friend and get them close to that mark. And once they do, they either kill them or call a drone strike or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
It's genius. But there's no better way to get to a man.
So all this stuff is like,
that's when they have their like, sensibilities down.
All this stuff's like war crimes.
With their right head.
Yeah. All this stuff's like war crimes, and they talk about like not this is not supposed. This doesn't seem ethical, right? But like they're not playing ethically, right? The whole show, it's 2 seasons so far, and it's probably the best. I don't know the CIA. I know what I'm told. I know.
Yeah.
But this is probably the best view of how dirty we got to be to beat people over there.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's the thing. People want to play by the rules, and it's like when your competitors and your enemies aren't playing by the rules, it's hard to keep up, and it's hard to.
But the thing with that show is every time that happens, they're told flat out like, "You guys are on your own. If this comes back on us, like we're gonna tell you to do this. If this comes back.
If this comes back on us, you got to blow yourself up in front of a Trump hotel in a Cybertruck,
and it is heavy. The second season is about the cartel. It is.
What streaming is it on?
It's on Paramount Plus. All his shows are on Paramount Plus. So if the first season they had to extract like they had to go over and like Iraqi terrorist kind of shit like that. Second season's the cartel, and they emphasize how like these people are getting, if not just as bad, worse than the fucking Iraqi war we're going on. There's wars happening here. They're infiltrating all our major cities, all our states. They're hitting all these government officials, and that's what they say. Like, what the fuck are you going to do when they come to your door knocking with a bag of money, or they come back with machetes and fucking guns and knives and shit?
Yeah.
Cut your family out. It is seriously fucking awesome show. It is horrifying and heavy to watch, though.
I like that. I like stuff that's moving. That's like why I watch I watch the crime stuff. And someone asked me one time, like, what do you like about it? And it was
Realness, fair. Rawness?
Well, yeah. Well, they were thinking it was like I was doing the murder porn thing, Because some people are into that. Like, just they want it to be bloody.
The psychology of people is fascinating to me.
It's making that decision. And then, dude.
What made you snap?
Also, I don't necessarily believe in demons, right? Or possession. But some of the videos I watch that people, like I just watched this lady killed her mom. She smoked some like fake weed, that flocka shit, that the K2 stuff. She smoked some weird weed, ends up killing her mom, calling her manager, telling the manager, hey, at FedEx, she worked at FedEx, hey, I killed my mom. The police come there, there's blood everywhere, right? They find this lady's mom, her face is smashed in by some blunt object, right? Her head was cut open to where her brain was exposed, and the girl shoved the fake weed into her brain. There was a set of car keys found in her mom's vagina, right? And then her mother's eyes were carved out and put on top of the Little Caesars pizza box where the Little Caesars guy's eyes would be.
What was the thing she smoked again? I'll try that.
You want to try some? Flocka. But dude, listen, when the cops get there, she's screaming, oh my God, the devil made me kill my mom. I was too weak. I couldn't fight him. Like, why did he make me do that? I loved her. She's genuinely broken up about it. Like, they show the body, and it's like, bro, that is so moving to me. That's artful because it's real. Dude, I watched one
join a Catholic church.
One more horrible one. There's this lady who's unfit to be a parent, and she's had CPS called on her a couple times, but one of the stipulations, they give this lady back her kid for whatever reason. Then they pay for a hotel, and her boyfriend, who were homeless and had a kid, are now in this hotel, and all they have to do, the cops have to come check on the baby every once in a while. So when the cops go to check on this baby, who's an infant, she's like reluctant to let him in. She lets him in, and she's holding the baby. She won't talk to him, right? There's 2 cops in there. They're like, look, we just need to.
I think I know about
we just need to see the baby, make sure the baby's fine. And she's sitting there. She won't speak to him, right? And the boyfriend's really not talking to the cops. They're both sitting on the bed. The lady, without saying a word, the cop says something that she don't like, and she grabs a butcher knife, like this long, and gets up with the baby in her chest and runs at this cop who's only 5 feet from her. So he has no choice but to back up and unload his gun, you know? And so his other cops, partners there, he unloads his gun, they fall. He's like, get the baby, do CPR on the baby. And his partner's like, that baby's gone. So he killed this baby and this lady. And this is just his day at work, bro. Yeah, he went to work that morning. He had coffee.
Getting paid $75,000 a year.
And went to work, bro, and had to do that. You know, and he was found not liable, right? Because he had no other choice. And then the boyfriend screaming, you just killed my girlfriend and my baby.
I don't give a fuck.
Bro, that's a day at work.
Liability, I don't give a fuck. That's what,
God,
that's what gets me so bent out of shape with these people.
I'm like watching it driving down the road, you know? I was like on like Route 100 or something watching this. Like, this is so heavy, bro.
Fuck liability. That's what gets me so turned out. Liability is the first step. If he passes all fine colors, he's got to live with that the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He's okay in court, but he's fucked for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He can pay $70,000. Don't fuck with them people. The video I thought you were talking about is when she had the dead baby, and it was dead for like a couple days, and she was acting like it was real. Horrifying,
bro.
But it's fucking horrible. It's absolutely disgusting. But the thing is like, it fascinates me the way, like, what broke and how their mind works.
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird to me. I've seen a kid eat mushrooms and then go stab his dad to death. And then right when he was in the interrogation room, he's like, yeah, I have no idea why I did that.
Why?
I have no clue.
Why?
You know, it's like, bro, what the fuck?
You need to join the Catholic Church. Is like, I was kind of like, they got their whole divisions of people that investigate this, like them demon possession things.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. They used to give full exorcism.
Did I get you to watch that show?
Probably not. I don't watch it.
It was a different person. The evil show. It's a dumb show, but that, to a point, they have these people that investigate these things, right? Because, like you said, was it a demon or was it her? You need to look. You need all the variables for this assessment. You need history. You need. Was she abused? Was this a mental thing? Was this out of the blue?
And then she wrote some cryptic poem and then had blood on it from her writing because she was covered in blood. It said something like, your eyes are the portals to heaven. And she cut out her mom's eyes. And she's like, your legs are the... And then she was talking about King Osamis or something. And like, basically like texting her manager, like they didn't believe me about you. And they're like thinking that, I mean, dude, it's just like something
these
broke.
Days, like, when you want to look, if you ever look into that stuff and you want to Google and like,
I can't.
Well, when you say you want to like, look into all that stuff, if you want to look into the stuff, the old time stuff, like the older stories of shit. I know they don't have videos and interviews of it, but if you read about these older stories, those are way more intriguing to me because just like a copycat killer, nowadays everybody can see everything and look anything up, right? You see somebody, she wrote a message in blood. To me, sure, that's
she wrote it in ink, but there was just blood on it.
Well, to me, that's crazy. But she could just be writing something to make herself look even more. You just quick Google, blah blah, blah, look crazy, or she's seen, right? But when you with these people in the past that are fucking doing this kind of stuff and writing these fucking like Greek or these fucking what do you call it? What's the Latin fucking sentences or speaking tongues that are perfectly like they're actually transcribable. That's what I'm like. Holy fuck.
Well, I asked myself because there was a lot of times where it's religion, right? God told them to do it, or the devil told them to do it, or they were taking out the devil in somebody or whatever. And then I asked myself, if these people didn't understand the concept of religion and they didn't have anything that was dogmatic, right? Meaning that everything was based in foundational reality that they could prove, would they not go there? Or would they go there and it would just be called something different? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I'm like, if you don't have the concept of the devil or God, can either of them possess you even in your mind? You know what I'm saying? It's like, or would it just be called something different? I wonder.
To somebody who doesn't believe in the religion of it, sure, to them it's probably whatever. But I mean, those vessels would probably be the most fucking sought out to be possessed. If you think about it, the blank spaces, the ones that don't have anything.
Yeah.
The other thing though to add, you said, I don't know what flock is, but you mentioned K2, which is basically that marijuana,
K2,
the Scooby snacks, what some of them were called. So like,
Bayou Blast,
which was a weird thing in itself, which was like a thing that they made that could get you high. It kind of looked like
That
weed.
shit should be illegal.
So it would be illegal, and then they would find out new ways, like every month, to like do a thing. But it's also new chemicals or something. Sure. I'm pretty sure. But
yeah.
My point, I guess, is like how some alcohol and drugs can affect people differently, and I'm just talking about natural, like regular, like just So like when it comes to like bath salts, we all heard like what bath salts did like with people. Like you could have weird, crazy episodes,
but that wasn't everyone on bath salts.
It wasn't
or else
everyone.
There would have been legions.
That's why I say
so you never know. It's like
That's why I like looking into them older stories. There's a ton of them older stories that happen like that. Like there's always a variable to the new age stuff of like, okay, demonic possession. What about the fucking chemical from the gas station you just smoked?
Right.
What about all the stuff you put in your body every single day? It could just broke you. I get 100% what you're saying. That's where I'm at too. Is that what you're saying?
I was just saying, like, it's just like we need to take into account that she was doing one of these crazy man-made drugs that isn't gonna do like this sort of like honestly, like weed does technically do different things to different people. Like my dad, it gives him energy, whereas for me, it's good to put me to sleep. Totally different, outcomes with the same kind of thing. Some people get drunk on alcohol and will black the fuck out real quick. Some people never black out ever, and they'll drink the same amount as the people. I don't know. Like some things just
illegal. They're fucking crazy.
But yeah, and then they are illegal. Then they do some weird thing.
I've done it.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Back in the day in college and shit, all the time we were smoking. When it was $20 for like a $3 bag or $2.5 grand bag, and we would smoke it for
why
college.
You were doing it? Because it was cheap. You only were doing it because it was
cheap.
cheap.
All the gas stations, we would because like when I would stop smoking weed, like I'd go on my little escapades and stop smoking weed or whatever, and then I'm like, okay, this stuff is Bayou Blaster and Spice and all this shit came out. I'm like, this is tight. Smoked it and went to college, like a blunt ride. I'm supposed to take like a bull hit. We smoking a blunt on the way to college, and I went into computer class, and I'm like look at all the computers making noises. I'm freaking the fuck out. Just
I've seen it affect people very differently.
I've done it tons of times. Sometimes it wouldn't do nothing.
Right.
Sometimes
they're spraying different shit on it every time.
My boy was sitting in my room one time in a chair just like this, and I'm playing a video game, and I hear. And I look back, and he's driving a fucking car. He thinks he's driving a fucking seat. And this boy is not like a person who fucks with drugs or nothing like that. It's like, this was a boy who this is legal stuff in the gas station. Let's just smoke it.
Yeah.
So he's not like putting on or nothing. And I was like, what are you doing? He goes, what? I was like, you just had your hand on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
There's YouTube compilations. If you type in K2, Spice, or Flocka, you see people freaking out, bugging out, jumping around, getting naked. I mean, it affects people very strangely.
This is totally different, but like what seems like this generation's bullshit weed. What is Galaxy Gas? Do you guys know?
I think it's just nitrous. Yeah,
it's just nitrous.
It's just a branded way of serving nitrous, and they're killing it too, right? Because so people buy these big tanks.
Yeah,
right?
It's good PR.
They're killing it. These tanks are like $30, $40, and it's so nitrous. Back in the day, I fucked with nitrous. Not like.
Is it the same as Whippets or different?
Yeah, it's all the same shit,
right?
So
back in the day, everybody did Whippets every once in a while. But you get that pack, you get like a 24 pack or whatever, and it was like $12, right? $13, $15. You get 2 24 packs, that's $30, right? And you're set. This tank is probably only about 25, 30 Whippets in there, but it comes in a nice colorful fucking thing with a nice branding thing, and everybody just twist it. They're killing these kids. Killing them.
Well, yeah, when you see them like,
and when you get the tank, because I've done the tank way back in the day. But the tanks, it weighs so much because when you get with single hits and you put in a balloon or a crack or whatever, you can stop it. With that tank, releases so much. Brilliant marketing. I wish I would have came up with a mini tank a long time ago. You're selling way less nitrous for way more money. Oh man. And that's why Kanye's fucking telling everybody suck his dick.
People are huffing and going down the road and shit.
I've done that.
Yeah.
But it's not nitrous has never been like something like, man, bro, you guys want to get some nitrous?
Yeah.
It was like if it was there.
Some people get hooked on it like that though.
I've heard like it's like a pocket of people. Like you go to a high school, there's always at least one pocket that will be like, you guys want to do nitrous or whatever? I knew them, I feel like,
but
I
had
never
friends like that too.
I would do a whip it and then be like,
yeah.
So these nitrous is weird because if you do Whippets and it's like a 20-second thing. You pass it, you're fine. It's 10 or so, whatever, nothing happens. You sit there and just do them over and over again by yourself, and you get to past that threshold, stops being 10, 20 seconds. Because if you only recreationally done it, you're like, how the fuck do people get hooked on this?
Yeah,
once you cross that threshold,
that's where you get really feeling good.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's not good for your brain.
No, it hurts too.
Yeah, well, you're just cutting off oxygen basically.
Yeah,
and when your mom's complaining that she can't use the fucking whipped cream because
oh, dude,
it's like it's obvious when you're doing it.
A literal
thing. Yeah, that's part of the problem. I was
nitrous fucking oxide, dude. That's just stupid.
Damn, dude, still going.
We used to put beats on.
Shit don't change, man. Shit
just
cycles and cycles.
Dude,
back in the day,
you know, we had on last time Mo. You remember Mo?
Fucker, I remember Mo, bro.
Yeah, he came on last time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's fun. Damn, you must not have heard it because when you mentioned 9/11 earlier, and
I didn't watch the one, Mo.
We did talk about 9/11 for a second and how it was. For all the bad things, dude, I have never seen the country and I've never since seen it so united. You know, like we just kind of everyone was just united for some,
That's why.
maybe not for a good reason necessarily.
Yeah. And
it'll
never proud to be
It'll
American.
never happen. It'll never happen again. Because we know too much and we have access to too much information. That was the last stand of blind patriotism. Like, I'm standing the fuck up for my country. You'll still have people like that. But now
they're all racist.
Well, I mean,
now if you like the country, you're a racist.
Yeah. But think about it. When that happened, it was like a personal attack. You had songs coming out, you had movies coming out, you had people, they came and fucked us up. Like they stepped on our turf. I would venture to say over 50% of the people that were in the military probably the last 10 years, whatever, were probably affected by 9/11 and wanted to stand up for their country.
Yeah, a lot of people went and served because of it.
Now, I mean, people got okay, well, we got terrorist attacks. Why the fuck were we over there? Why the fuck are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we doing? Of course they fucked us up. Why are we doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they're blowing up fucking cars and buildings and parades over here. What the fuck? Why were we fucking with them? Why don't we stay in our own lane? America's in everybody's lane. We're gonna.
Dude, that's a good ass point. Like, how are people? Like, how is the military supposed to maintain going forward? Like, I believe
girls engaged,
they're gonna bring the draft back. Well, not only that, like you have so many options in life.
No,
and even people who served will tell their children, "I don't want them to join."
For sure.
You know?
Well, technically,
a lot of people.
If your dad or whatever joined, I think you're in the club now. I think you still get benefits for your, you
have an immediate... You get benefits from anybody that was in your family. My grandfather.
Or just immediate?
My grandfather.
Really? Too? Oh, wow.
And do it.
Yeah.
But the thing is there was a joke in the Linus about that. And it was the Mexican cartel guys who was like, this fucking military, the United States military goes, how can you trust the military? The first break of a foundation is when you question your military. Start questioning your military. He goes, in the American military, all they're doing is just filling it up with gays, fat girls. He's like, never before they wouldn't even let them in. He said, now it's all they're putting in there because you know why? Nobody wants to join this fight. And I was like, shit, as horrible as that sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, nobody's ever told, not that I've known, yeah, join. You'll love it. Navy people, big time was saying, best decision I ever made, got to see the world, you should do it, and blah, blah, blah. Anybody else, I'll never hear a Marine say, son, this is the life for you.
I don't know any details, but all I know is we went when that happened, 9/11. We went over to Afghanistan. We were there for 18 years, and and this is just people talking. I don't know any of this for a fact, but basically, we changed a lot of shit. Then we pulled out, and everything went back the way it was. And it makes me think
it's a non. And
it made a lot of the people that were there feel like, what the fuck?
There was a story about the people that were over there building. When all that shit was happening, and we went from, war to rebuilding Iraq and Afghanistan.
Rebuilding.
That's what they were doing. They kept people over there.
Yeah. I remember what they called it.
And they were building water, stations, silos and shit, and putting everything. It would get bombed. There was a story about these people. Every time they built it up, it would just get bombed again. It would destroy it. And they would build it up and get bombed. And build it up and it get bombed. And it was just a never-ending cycle because they didn't want us there. They didn't want anything. Even if we're trying to help them, we just killed.
Yeah, well, that's what's interesting about the war crimes and this global.
That's the fucking thing. We're not supposed to know. We're not supposed to know who's over there doing what. We're not supposed to see it.
And it's a privilege to be sad. I'm not worried about where my meal's coming from, where my money's coming from. I'm already aware. I'm privileged enough to have those problems. I get that, but it doesn't make me less sad when I am.
People
sad,
don't realize, when you say you should appreciate where you're from and the privilege, right? That comes with weight. because if you came from the same spot, they wouldn't be saying you're privileged. So already off the jump, you're already born with a factor of, I got it better than another person. And that's already heavy enough, right? Then you got, it's just we undervalue how great we got it here. It's nuts how good you have it. We spend so much time hating on it and blah, blah, blah. Sure, there's a lot of things that sucks.
But we could focus on the good shit, yeah.
Damn, bro, we got a lot of good things.
Freedom of religion. And
I ain't got to wake up and worry about having to shoot a little boy in the chest because he got a cell phone in front of my squad. I ain't got to worry about fucking car blowing up. I ain't got to worry about my father getting dragged out of his house to join a fucking a squad or whatever.
To be fair, I don't have to worry about my dad getting drugged anyway.
Definitely don't.
All right, I love you. Thanks for coming. I'm hot. I'm bothered. Yeah, appreciate it.
If this doesn't work, I'll kill myself. Damn.